Hi there, welcome to the wormhole. It's a real pleasure for me to share this with you. It is really a routine that I treasure so much, and I think is, if not the most, one of the most impactful routines that I have in my repertoire. Usually I used to close with it. So first I would like to introduce how I developed this, which are the reference, which are the premises, and a couple of more things. So first of all, I have to give credit where credit is due. And I based my work and I started developing this routine based on the work of the pioneers on Rubik's Cube magic. These are from Japan, Usui Takamiz. He developed basically the full toolbox that we use to accomplish most of the effects we do. And also another great magician from the United States, Karl Heinz, that was also a pioneer, and he developed his own routine that is outstanding many years ago, back when Rubik's Cube magic was not a thing, okay, the ultimate thing. So that is, well, I'm going to give more reference as we progress, explaining the routine. But how I approached this effect in the first place. I was interested in Rubik's Cube magic. I liked the routines that there were people doing, but I needed something to incorporate it to my repertoire, and I would needed a proper phenomenon, a fiction that will fit with my style and also with the element. We're going to discuss this in the next chapter. But also at the same time, I was developing my parlor session of magic, and I was looking for a coincidence effect. I started doing this sympathetic cards routine, some variations of it, but I didn't quite feel right. So when I took this object, I thought that the most important thing for me was to do the coincidence, which, as you've seen, is the main effect of the routine. Another of the premises that I wanted to incorporate is focusing much more on the magic aspect, because sometimes also in the more recent routines developed with the Rubik's Cube, there's a lot of skill to it. It's kind of evident, the skillful and the quickness of the performer. I really like to incorporate all the theory of a Spanish school of magic into the handling of this object. That end up resulting in a routine with very few effects. There's only 2 effects, 3 if you count the 2 ordinations of the Rubik's Cube. So I wanted to give proper time and prepare properly each of the effects, not to cheapen them like doing 8 or 10 effects on a row. I didn't like that. So that was my point of departure and things that I had in mind. Another thing that I thought that it was good to accomplish is to be able to do the routine with just 2 cubes, 2 standard cubes, ungimmicked, with no extra cube and no other elements. No other elements like another element that is typically associated with this Rubik's Cube magic, which is a paper bag. It's used for, and there's a lot of very, techniques and things that are very interesting, very clever. But for me, really those 2 objects didn't fit together with each other. So I didn't want to introduce that. I was looking for another object to play the same role, to play the same function. And that's when I came up with the idea of the cylinder that we're going to discuss. And just one last thing, it's kind of a disclaimer, but if you arrive at this part, maybe it's a little bit late for you. In order to be able to do this routine, you will have to establish a relationship with this object, the Rubik's Cube. I think in general it's necessary to establish a good relationship with any object that you do magic with, like coins, silks, or whatever. In this case, it may be a little bit challenging to establish this relationship because you will have to make sense and get used to this object that is very troublesome, the appearance is very difficult, and you will have to be able to solve this Rubik's Cube under a minute, not only for the purpose of the routine, but also because if you don't have any resource, it will be very hard for you to perform this routine because you will be lost if something goes wrong. So it's important for you to develop and really be willing to spend some time with your cubes, okay? So given said that, we can go to the next chapter.